Hello, everyone. Welcome to MCL Scuttlebutt. This is where we come together once a month and just chit chat. We talk about topics. We talk about things. We ask questions. We give answers. We give advice. And we just hang out together. We are all brothers and sisters with the same mission in mind. My name is Victoria McCoy. I'm the National Public Relations Chairperson. And I do have some of my committee members on board, but at this time, we would like to ask our National Commandant, Warren Griffin, to say a couple opening remarks. Sir Commandant.
Great, thank you. Thank you once again for putting this all together. A great time for us to come together once. As Victoria said, no rank, just here to talk. A month from today is our birthday. I know we're going to have a lot of gatherings all over the country. A great spot to promote the Marine Corps League for those Marines who are unaware of the Marine Corps League. I saw Russ Miller, our National Junior Vice Commandant, is on board in charge of membership. Let's see if we can really grow this year. It'd be fabulous if we could. We want to start going in a positive direction. I know we're out there. And just to conclude quickly, because I'll go on for hours here. I think we ought to just keep in mind that I think we may be involved over there in Israel when they start bringing the fleet over to the Gaza Strip. There's Marines on board, and I know that that's Israelis would be looking for support. So unfortunately, I hate to see guys getting killed. I'm a Vietnam guy. Wars aren't good, but I think there's a possibility to see that. And this is where we come in big time to help and support our movement. Again, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sir Commandant. With that coming to light and those words being spoken on this recorded session, I would like to ask everybody in the room, I know you're on mute, but just for a moment, let's take a moment of silence for those that have to head off to war and are in war right now across this beautiful, beautiful country, world that we have. Take a moment, please. Keep all of humanity safe. Keep them all in your prayers. And thank you very much for that moment. So tonight, we're going to talk about protocols. We're going to talk about traditions. I'm going to share screen one more time, and I'm going to share something with you. You all should know. You all should know what's going on here when I'm showing you this. This is right off of the Marine Corps League's national website. And I'm just going to read this. And honestly, I'm just going to read the first sentence. The mission of the Marine Corps League is to promote the interests and to preserve traditions of the United States Marine Corps. Let's read that again. Preserve the traditions. So that comes a lot to the ball, our birthday. None of you look any more than 200 years old, but we're getting there. We're getting pretty old. As you can see, we have a beautiful detail there in that photo. Again, this is the national website that I took this right off of. And I just wanted to read that first part. Preserving the traditions is, again, to the Commandant's words, it's something that is seen out in public. Not only is it seen, within the ranks of the Marine Corps as reservists and active duty, but our veterans are out there and civilians. There's a lot of civilians out there that you hear stories. I know you all heard them. My son is a Marine, my niece, my cousin, my uncle, somebody in somebody's family. A lot of times you'll find a story therein. So the first thing I'm going to talk about, I don't know everything, and I never will claim to know everything. I make mistakes, and we all should make mistakes so that we can learn from it. I will not share photos, but I'm going to touch on one common problem we have seen over the years as it pertains to the ball. One common problem we've seen is everybody wants to look nice for their ball. They want to dress in their red blazers, or they want to be in their mess, however you slice it. Now, I'm going to look at the room and look for heads going up or down or left and right. If you're in your red blazer, can you stand in the color guard? Okay, we got a couple of no's going on. Okay. If you're in your red blazer, Can you be part of the cake cutting detail? Oh, yeah, question marks. We're pondering here. All right. Anybody want to chime in on that one and say yay or nay and the why of it? Go ahead and raise your hand. To answer your first question, no, you cannot be in a color guard with your red blazer. You absolutely cannot. If you're a female and you wear the untucked on the undress uniform, you must tuck it in to put your duty belt on and harness if you're a flag bearer. So, these are simple things that unfortunately we've seen a lot over the years. That is a common problem. If you are on the color guard and wearing your red blazer, and wearing your undress, you can then go back into your red blazer for your banquet time and, for pictures and things like that, because your spouse has got all dolled up in their tuxedo and or gown. So anybody want to chime in on the second part of the question? Red blazer and cake cutting detail, cake escort, if you will. Ray Morrell, go. No, took your hand down, Ray.
No, I was going to.
Oh, there you go.
Clearing the screen. For the cake escort, yes, you can definitely do that. Just like you're not under arms. I'll put it that way. So when you're under arms, that's where it goes into the honor guard, color guard SOP. Is there's certain parameters as far as what's allowable as for being under arms. Color guard, honor guard, but the cake escort, you are merely escorting the cake in. Yes, you can be in the casual uniform as it's referred to.
Okay, thank you. I got another hand on the same question. Go ahead, Sal.
Good evening. I just wanted to backtrack because you did say something, Victoria. I wanted to add to that about being in a color guard and then getting into your red blazer. Keep in mind, because I've seen it happen. Remember, collar emblems, when you don't have the blazer on, you're going to put that blazer on, take those collar emblems off. So I just want to put that reminder out there.
Sal, also with that, the red blazer is never worn with the dress blue trousers. Never.
Correct.
The waistcoat, the waist length jacket is.
The evening dress.
Can be.
Correct.
These are uniform things that, again, we want to try, we have to look right. Social media has blown up. Okay, so what you did 10 or 20 years ago, and there wasn't photos and it wasn't being shared on your media platforms, it was tucked under the rug because it was just right there within your own backyard, is now being seen by hundreds, thousands, if not millions of people. If you went to do a Google search and just Googled Marine Corps League ball, birthday ball, the pictures that come up are going to have that reference to it. So people are going to know what we're doing right and what we're doing wrong. Okay. Okay, so let's start with another trivia question here. If you're not having a formal ball, this is not a whole blown out, you're just getting together for dinner and cutting cake and preserving the tradition, celebrating your birthday. Do you have to read General Legeune's message? Okay, I see a couple of heads nodding and moving around a little bit. Absolutely, yes. Take that moment and read it out loud. Now, there are other messages that come from the Commandant of the Marine Corps, the Commandant of the Marine Corps League, and even the Commandant of Detachments. Those can be in print form. Yes, it's nice to read them, but do you want to take up an hour's worth of reading? So absolutely out loud, John Legeune's message. Okay, what other problems do we see out there? And I'm addressing the problems first before we talk about what is absolutely the amazing things that we do. On social media, again, of course, uniforms are always a question mark. We have to watch that. Now, another thing I'd like to ask, and this is just me talking as a PR person, there is alcohol served at the Marine birthdays. I get it. We're toasting. We're setting a table. We got wine bottles floating around. I have seen one too many pictures of our Marines with a child on their lap doing a shot and sharing it on social media. Is it illegal? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But it's not easy to look at. Joe Schmuckatelli out there is going to go, what in the world? So with that topic, as it pertains to your family members in the room, what are we doing to entertain them as well? Not only the kids, but the spouses, those that did not serve. How are we making sure we're preserving their traditions, and what are we doing for fun? Let's bring it to a happy note. I know there's a lot of people out there that give out tchotchkes, they do raffles, they do some 50-50s, a DJ, or they just break bread and go home. And that's okay. But what are we doing to keep everybody happy in this family environment? And I'll call it that way because we want our families to understand these traditions and why we do what we do. What a quiet room, 40 people, and there we go. Nobody wants to share a story? Give me some good stories there, Jeff. You have the floor.
We do 50-50.
We have a DJ, and then we also have a person doing photography throughout the night too. It's just another Marine Corps League member, but I did find out there's a local photographer that will come out to our event, and for $100, he will take pictures the whole night. And then once it's over with, he sends every single picture to the Marine Corps League. And we can do whatever we want with them. They're all ours. For $100, that's a heck of a good investment. So that's something for people to try to look at. But having a DJ and letting people dance is something really that could get other people involved.
I agree with that. Definitely music. One thing I just want to say again, I got to put my PR hat on here. Make sure you're filtering those pictures. You just never know what's happening behind the scenes before it goes on any site with the title Marine Corps League. I mean, your personal page, you can put whatever you want. It's your business. But there was, what was I going to do here? Oh, we're going to segue a minute since nobody has their hand up. We do have two other national officers here from our top four. So I'm going to take a moment and introduce and ask for some opening remarks from our Junior Vice Commandant, Russ Miller. Say hello to the crowd, sir.
Hello, crowd. Yeah, it's a great discussion so far. Looking forward to the rest of the evening. And Ken, stop laughing at me.
We have to laugh at each other. It keeps us sane. Thank you so much. And I was also told I don't see at the moment, but our National Judge Advocate, Dave Porter, are you on board, sir? Say a couple words.
Porter!
Working on the
How you
cover.
doing, everyone? I'm here.
He's there.
I'm here.
That's it? That's all we're going to get for an open remark, sir?
For right now, you guys, the membership's keeping me busy with a lot of questions coming in.
Well, you keep busy. You signed on for it, and we're happy to have you
I
on board,
did.
sir.
I'm actually real excited in learning and talking to different people throughout the country. So it's an eye opener, but it's a lot of fun. And you're doing
It
a great
is.
job, Victoria.
Thank you very much. I enjoy what I do. Can't be doing it forever. So if anybody's ever interested in joining this committee and maybe training to be the chairperson, we would love to have you on board. So we'll keep it at that, even though I have the largest committee in the entire Marine Corps League. But we do a lot of work. So let's see, what else do? We do DJ. So the kids are out there doing the chicken dance and the electric slides. Hey, I've even seen grandma, grandpa, and great grandmas out there doing the electric slides. So let's not take away from that. Karaoke. I've seen karaoke done. A little fun in that. 50-50s. Now, it varies from state to state. Now, be very careful with this. 50-50s and any raffle that you're doing, check your state laws. Just keep an eye on that, as it pertains to small games of chance. Every state is different. Just make sure you're good to go. You got money changing hands in a gambling type situation. Just watch your back on that. But 50-50s are fun. In some cases, I've heard that they don't like doing them at balls because it's, again, we're preserving the traditions. It's not a fundraiser. And I'm just, paraphrasing what I have heard as it pertains to the negative. And you make that call. Your detachment commandant makes the call. But if you're doing a joint with maybe a reserve station or even if you're in an active duty place, just keep that in mind as it pertains to, do we really want to do something like this? Or are we just going to go ahead and preserve those traditions? So I'm talking a lot. And the reason I'm talking is because I don't see any little yellow hands waving around. If everybody thinks that they're doing everything perfect, I congratulate you. I really, really do. And I look forward to seeing those photos wandering around. Make sure you're using appropriate hashtags so that we can view them. That would be pretty awesome. So I do see a little yellow hand that way waving in the air. James, you have the floor so I can take a sip of my water. Go ahead.
I wanted to just mention, since we're talking about the Marine Corps Ball, on Friday, the Secretary of the Navy will be in Philadelphia to acknowledge the fact that we are having our 250th celebration on November 10th of 2025. This will be in conjunction with the Navy's 250th birthday in October. And I'm on a committee for the 250. We've had the main people who are politically affiliated in Delaware, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania sign off on agreements for this. We plan to have a ship from every era. Now, obviously, for the Civil War, they're going to rebuild the Monitor. And believe it or not, they're purchasing the land. And we hope to have a new Tons Tavern located where it belongs in Philadelphia. So they're not sure yet whether they will have the new Ton Tavern done by then, but there are plans in the work. And on Friday, we're going to be going down for Fleet Week, a few of us, and there will be a charity ball, and many of the high-ranking Marines and high-ranking Navy personnel will be there. But it looks like it's going to be a phenomenal event to celebrate the 250th birthday of the best group of warriors in the country.
James, I don't have it. I can't tab away when I'm recording in session. Can you go ahead and tab away and put in the chat? I know the 250th has a website. If you would go ahead and link that in the chat. If you can't, then I'll assign somebody to look that up for me, but I can't tab away at the moment. So thank you very much. And just so you know, James is also the Department of Pennsylvania legislative officer, newly appointed, and he works very closely with the department in Pennsylvania. Obviously, it's happening in our backyard. We're going to be a big part of this, and we'll make sure that our national staff is very aware of the movement so that they can be get invitations extended upward. Okay. All right. We got some more hands up. Thank you for sharing that, James. And we're going to go ahead and put that in the chat so you can follow along on the website. New Hampshire Detachment, i.e. Cody, come on down.
All right. So the question I have got is about the pieces of cake. Now, obviously, I always remember when the first cake goes with the oldest, and the second goes to the youngest. But a lot of balls that I've been seeing, there is the guest speaker gets the second piece or whatnot. And so I'm curious what the actual new ruling is, because I don't ever remember them telling us about the first and second piece. Oh, and then this other person who just happens to be there, who might be a senator or whatever. And my thought is, if they're not a Marine, you wait for your piece of cake.
Okay, well, I know the answers to that, but I'm going to give somebody else a chance to chime in. Again, I'm talking a lot, and I don't know everything. I will not think I know everything. Come on, somebody new can answer that question. We got a guest speaker. No, Ray, somebody new. We got a guest speaker. We have an oldest Marine, and we have a youngest Marine. Who gets the cake first? Who gets it second? And who gets it third? No? Oh boy, I know you can answer that, Ray. Stop it. Ladies and gentlemen, as I know it, and I will be glad to take any corrections, how we have always done it and how I have looked it up and read many, many things on it. Your guest of honor gets the first piece. The second piece goes to the oldest Marine, and your third piece goes to the youngest Marines, and they are passed between each other, not served individually. Clean fork, absolutely. Clean fork, clean plate, but the passing is a metaphorical. So try to do that and incorporate it. Of course, you have to be clean, you have to be sanitary, but that's the order. So, I hope that answered your question there, Cody. So your guest of honor, even though that guest of honor may not be a Marine, it is your guest of honor. Did that answer your question, sir? I see a slight nod. All right, you're muted, just so you know, but I see you nodding a little bit. I don't know why you meant mute on us. No worries.
I actually have my thumbs up.
Okay.
We're good. Thanks.
So you're good to go. Great. Good. Okay, see, these are little things that sometimes get overlooked, sometimes are done incorrectly, which is fine. You're going to make mistakes. Mistakes are welcomed. You're not going to learn unless you fall off that bicycle a couple of times. But if you've been doing it for 20, 30, 40 years, these are things that we would expect you should know. And that's why this forum is here for you. Ray Morrell has his hand up. Go ahead, Ray.
I'm going to chime in on a public relations aspect too, more so on the Marine Corps League, the national Facebook page. As of today, the national Facebook page, if you go to in the events tab within the page, we are tracking 143 Marine Corps balls across the country that have set up as a Facebook event page. And I need to amplify that. So if you're doing your marketing strictly as Eventbrite, or if you're doing your marketing strictly as an image that you're sharing on Facebook, we're not tracking that. We can't track that. We don't have the means to track that. But if you do an event page, just like what we do for these Scuttlebutt sessions, I'd be happy to help you in how to market that. But if you do an event page, and depending if you open it up for the public or just for a closed invitation, you can easily market that, and you can also incorporate a link within there to do your ticket sales. Again, I can definitely help anyone that has an interest in doing that, but it's an excellent way to push it out. And again, doing Facebook boosting or your paid advertising, and you set your demographic so you can connect with the people in your region. That's another excellent way to get, well, Marines out of the woodwork, but overall prospective members to, one, attend the Marine Corps Ball, your detachment's hosting, whichever the case, but to engage in them and invite them to come aboard as a member.
Thank you for that.
Big piece that you can make a bunch of little pieces work with you.
I agree. Thank you for that. And to actually piggyback off of that, there are other groups that I'm with, that Ray's with, that a lot of people are with outside of the Marine Corps League groups. One example is the Women Marine Association. And there's a lot of chatter, as we're coming close to the birthday, wherein, the Women Marines Association or other veteran groups are going, hey, where's there a ball? Where can I go find a ball? Is there anyone near me? So we've been trying to add to that and direct them to the Marine Corps League's national page, and maybe they can, find one within that listing. So thank you very much, Ray, for bringing that up. I do have a name. Okay, MCL 1205, Trish, come on in. You have the microphone, ma'am.
Howdy, everybody. Talking about guest speakers and stuff, I haven't had this before, so I want to make sure I don't mess up. And if there's any specific protocols, our guest speaker is an active duty Marine Corps, or I'm sorry, Major General. And so is there anything that I need to be aware of specifically for him that I should be doing that I don't know that I should be doing? Is there any special protocols because he's active duty and he's a general?
Okay, Mark, you keep coming off mute. I'm going to have to mute you again. You're creeping up on us. That's okay. I see your smiling face every once in a while. Okay, so we have a VIP guest who is a general officer. All right. Now, before I actually chime in on that, which, again, I don't know the answers. I want somebody to chime in. But I am going to just show you, not show you, but again, direct you to the chat that is happening on the right-hand side of your screen. If you don't have the chat open, you hover across the bottom of your screen and you click the button that says chat. There's a lot going on over there. One of which is we do have Marine Andrew Manis, who has wrote in there, always check your source document, the Marine Corps Order Drill and Ceremony, for ceremonial ball details. So a lot of these questions can get answered. Some of them probably are not in there. I don't know if this answer would be in there, but she says she's going to go ahead and link it in this chat. It's a very important document. Again, when we're just like I opened this, we're preserving traditions. So, you know, many of us have been out a couple of years, 1 or 2, maybe decades, but it's very important that we kind of dig deep into our brain housing and figure out, are we doing it right? And if there is a little question mark floating in there, find your sources, get the right answers. So anyway, to answer your question, Trish, I don't know the answer. I wasted all that time trying to wait for somebody to raise their hand. So somebody's got to raise their hand and answer. We have a general officer, guest speaker. Do we have VIP treatment that we should be doing here? Ray, I'm not picking on you again. Yeah, you are. Okay, anyone else
Look in the chat.
Look in the chat. Okay, hold on. I actually scrolled up. I scrolled down. Okay, we got cake cutting script. 3 times ruffles and flourishes. I don't know what that means. Angie, I don't know if you're available to speak on this. Jeff, are you actually have your hand up because you know the answer? No?
I believe, okay, you would still introduce him as a guest, an honored guest and everything, even though he is the guest speaker. You still need to do him up at the beginning of the ball as a guest.
And as such, the ruffles and flourishes, that's the band introduction for that rank. The 3 ruffles indicates he's lieutenant general. 1 ruffle for each star.
Okay, so that's the music is yes. Playing as he's being introduced and entering the room, or she.
Yes.
I don't know. Okay.
Yep. So they introduce him as Lieutenant General John Smith. All that fun stuff.
Okay.
That's your ruffles.
If you don't dance again, then I'll definitely call on you again. So, Trish, do you understand what that answer is giving you? All of the little pomp and circumstance music that comes with, the ball, protocols. Do you understand what that means now?
Yeah, I understand what that means. That means I got to go find something. So, yes.
It's Victoria. Can I add to that?
Okay, good.
Another piece, and this ties in with what Trish is requesting here too, but another piece that is everyone's waiting for with bated breath is, of course, Commandant Griffin's message and Commandant Smith's message. And lately, however many years now, 5 years or so, they've been doing the Commandant of the Marine Corps has been doing their message in a video, very well produced video, I might add. So a lot of people will use that as they'll do a General Lejeun's message, and then they'll kick into the Commandant's message and Commandant Griffin's message. But also on the Marine Corps Band's website, it's on their website, is all this music for Marine Corps balls and other celebrations. You can easily download your ruffles and flourishes, your the musical components of the Marines hymn, the Navy hymn, or all of that is on the Marine Corps Band website. And I'll dig for it and I'll pull it up here so you can actually grab that and download it in preparation. Obviously, you got the opportunity in today's technology of using Bluetooth speakers, so you can really get good sound out there when you're playing this music. And there's a bunch of resources that are up. Somebody already dropped the link. So go ahead and open that link. It'll open up to a different screen, but that's where all the music is, for all the ceremonial music is. And I know the ruffles and flourishes are in there also. It may not be in that exact page, but it's in there.
Okay, well, with that being said, that actually segues me. This is a recorded session. This will go on YouTube, but none of that on the right-hand side will be in the video. This is not something you can revisit, and that's why at the opening remarks, I said have a pen and paper ready. Something you can do right now, since these are hyperlinks, is you can click on it and you can open it up to another tab within your computer just to keep it there. So when this ends, you have it as a reference to look up. So again, the right-hand side chat is not on the video recording. So please keep that in mind. And that's why I ask everybody to please have that pen and paper ready. Thank you. See, I told you, if you don't learn something, then you didn't pay attention. I learned something today, and I thank you for that question. Thank you, Trish. Did we get it answered for you?
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful, wonderful. I hope somebody else also picked up on that and can also grab that music. Okay, I'm also going to piggyback what Ray said is to the Commandant of the Marine Corps video. Again, it used to be just a letter. He's now got a full-blown production over these couple of years. So if you have the capability to put up a big screen and have some audio visual to play this and have some really nice stereo sound, what used to be a couple of minutes to read, they're coming into a good 5, 6, 8-minute videos that are very, very powerful. So please keep that in mind. As soon as we get a hold of all of the messages as they pertain to, the Commandant's message, Commandant Marine Corps League, we will be sharing that on the social media platforms, as well as I'm sure the national staff will also be disseminating to your detachments via your chain of command. So that's what we're going to do there. You will need ruffles. I'm sorry, we got another message. You will need the Ruffles and Flourishes with Flags Officers March. General March is for other branches. Okay, got a little chat going on there. Jared, you're more than welcome to actually join the chat verbally. Again, this is not seen by the video recording. This will not be in there. So if you have a fact to share so that we're all doing it correctly, please feel free to chime in verbally. We don't need to see your video if you didn't comb your hair, and that's okay. But if you can join us verbally, that would be very helpful. But there's a lot going on over there. Trish, I'm going to drop your hand. I hope we have the question answered for you. We're going to go ahead and lower your hand back down. I am talking a lot. We have 20 minutes left, and I know someone has questions. Like the ringing of the bell. Do we stop the ringing of the bell, or do we let that chime echo? Anybody know? Yeah, we just let it play. Let it play. I don't care if we got an extra 3 seconds on it. They can wait. Let it play. You ring that bell. Do not put your hand on there to stop the echo. Echo, echo. Talking a lot. Little things. Little things. Now, what if you don't actually escort your guests in? We're not that formal. Everybody's already sitting down somewhere. Just go in order. Find the order of how we're addressing and introducing. Make sure you're prioritizing correctly. Who you have on board. Do you have an active duty officer, an active duty staff NCO? Find who's going to be announced first. Make sure you're calling them out in order, because Joe Schmuckatelli might not correct you on that, but I'm sure that general officer will say, excuse me, why was I called last? Or in the middle? I'm making a lot of noise because nobody else is talking, and that's just not fair for me, people. There's a lot of people in this room.
Victoria, what is the bell for?
Oh, are you asking a trivia question, sir?
Yes, I am.
All right.
Because I don't know it.
What is we need more cowbell? No. Okay, there's a bell. Why do we have a bell? Who wants to chime in? Not Ray. Not Ray Morrell. We have a bell. We ring a bell. We read something and we ring a bell. Why are we doing this? Who does it? What's that, Jared?
In our detachment, we do the roll call of the Marine Corps League members that have passed in the last year since the last birthday ball, and that's when we ring our bell. And we also ring a bell in remembrance of all the Marines and sailors that have passed.
Okay. Thank you, Jared. Jared, is this your first time here with us?
Yes, it is.
I appreciate you coming. I've never seen your name before, and you're sharing some great stuff with us. But you probably weren't here for the first 3 seconds, so please raise your hand virtually so we're not talking over each other. But this is good stuff. This is really, really good stuff. So why else are we ringing a bell? The obvious answer is taps, memorials. Okay? And when you chime that bell, let it echo. Now, Jeff, I'm going to bring up something that I have never planned, organized, because obviously I don't know what I'm doing, and I've admitted that a couple of times. But something that one of my organizers did years ago is he watched many, many videos of the opening ceremonies to the big Quantico ball. Just watched it. and wrote down what was happening and how it maybe pertained to that ball proper. So that the links that are in there, and of course we have our Encyclopedia Morel. He's always available. What he doesn't know, he'll find those answers. Angie Manis will also give you references, the tools you need. We're not going to feed it to you. I'm going to tell you where you can find it. So, okay. Another thing we're going to talk about before I call on you, Ray, was something that was addressed in the chat and brought to my attention. What other things do? We talked about grandiose balls. We talked about having dinner, breaking bread, cutting cake. Okay. What else are we doing? Maybe during the daytime. During the day, it's our birthday. We got our party hats on. We're going to put our leak polo shirt on. And we're going to go. Oh, now I see little yellow hands. I love it. Go ahead, Cody.
So one of the things that our department does is we actually coordinate with the State House, and we raise the Marine Corps flag over the State House. We have a huge thing in the morning, like all of the motorcycle clubs, the Marine Corps leagues, or whoever are all there, and it's really a neat thing. And we raise the Marine Corps flag over the State House.
Love to see pictures of that. Please capture those moments and memories. Absolutely. Okay, so we're raising flags at state houses. We're getting all dolled up. Where are we going? What about those people that can't come to your ball because they are? Oh my goodness, I'm feeding you everything I got. Who's visiting VA hospitals? Who's going to the nursing homes? Is anybody doing that on or about the birthday? Going to visit our veterans? Bringing cupcakes? Smiles? No, Jeff, I see you hiding your face over there. Now, I will say that's something that you should do all the time. That's just me. Because what happens at most VA hospitals, they're already an overwhelming, the American Legion's already bringing them cakes and cupcakes. And then you got the BFWs and DAVs, and everybody's pouncing them on these veteran days, and these holidays and birthdays. So maybe sometime in May, when they don't get cupcakes, let them know you're there. Say hi. Listen to the war stories. They want an ear. They want company. Just my 2 cents on that one. So we do a cake cutting at our local veterans home on the day before. Very good, Jared. The day before. Perfect. Well, you're not taking up time from getting all dolled up, getting your hair cut, and getting a clean shave. You're coming out the day before and wishing them a happy birthday prior to. The weekend prior, we laying a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier. Some people don't have that. They're out west, or there's someplace where they can't get there. But how about visiting graves? Not just Memorial Day, going out there, plant a flag, that kind of thing. If you have a small cemetery, national cemeteries are a bit tasking with the thousands of, EGAs that would be wandering around. So Ray Morrell, go ahead, because I need another drink of water.
I was just going to comment on that too. One thing you also want to consider is at least a week's notice. Work with the administration of whether it's the veterans home or your elderly assisted living facility. Have them help you identify who your Marines are in those facilities, and then come with a nice do like a what are they called? The fleece blankets where you tie them together in the end. My kids make them often, but a nice present like that, present with them along with a cupcake, be a great way to make them feel good as fellow Marines. Another consideration that's actually in the Marine Corps order is non-denominational services. I've actually hosted, well, I didn't host one, but I had a pastor come in and host one. It was very well received. And then our favorite is a unit PT session.
Mm-hmm. Nope, I'm out. Not for me. These are great ideas. I love the fact you brought up non-denominational. There's so many faiths out there, and we never want to, isolate anybody in the audience to make sure that we all get the prayer out there. So, Jerry, go ahead. You got your hand up. You have the mic, sir.
I'll say one thing that we do every year is make sure that we invite all the recruiters to come so that they don't get to miss out on their birthday ball for the year.
Again, great idea. They're away from, their units, they're active duty, but they're far away from their brothers and sisters. We want to make sure that they know the tribe is still out there for them. Offer the invitation. You might not get an RSVP. They might go do their own thing, and that's fine. But the invitation, please let them know they're there. And if they can't make it, they RSVP accordingly. Go drop them off a cupcake. They deserve a cupcake too. And do it when they have a nice white shirt on or something. And then smash it in there. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead, Dave Porter.
My detachment, what they do is they get the junior ROTC involved, and they'll use the students to march in with the colors and everything. So we have a good relationship with the junior ROTC. We don't have a young Marine in our area, so we use the junior ROTC.
How adorable are they, right? And I mean, if little people in uniforms don't just make you smile, and it's not Halloween, it's not a costume. These are hard-charging little people that are just amazing. Thank you, Dave.
But
what else do you guys do?
What's good too is we actually recruited a first sergeant and a gunnery sergeant. That's the two instructors to our detachment as league members as well.
Outstanding. Outreach. Every little thing you do out away from your little teeny weeny meetings that you have once a month, then you have coffee, you do business, off you go. When you're out and about, it could be just a sticker and parking in the veteran parking lot, parking space at Lowe's. That's the conversation, everything you do. Thank you, Dave. That means a lot. These little things that we do out there. Now, I do see that Cody is asking everybody to do 8-count bodybuilders and begin. That's not going to happen. And I'm keeping a very straight face when I say that. It'll never happen, or I can promise to do them later and never do them. So being honest with you today, I appreciate your time on that. So once again, my name is Victoria McCoy. I'm public relations, and I live in Pennsylvania. So yeah, I'm one of those Pennsylvania people. We do this once a month. We try to find topics that are appropriate to the time frame, to where we are, what we're doing. You should have gotten, if you have not gotten, 3 months worth. This is the first one. We have already scheduled November, and we have already scheduled December. The topics have been brought to light. We are getting guest speakers therein. And if you don't have the next 3 months, I need you to climb up your chain of command. Because when I send it, I start at the top. And we got to find out where the stall of information may be. And it's not that, you're yelling, kicking and screaming. You're asking a polite question. Excuse me, sir, madam, commandant, I didn't get this thing that Victoria was talking about. Do you have it? If you stall anywhere, or you get somebody saying, I ain't got it and I don't want to share it, reach out to us at publicrelations@mcleague.org. We're happy to send it. November's topic of discussion. Hold on, I gotta get my paper. All right, so next month, topic of discussion next month is on the 14th of November, again on a Tuesday, 1900 Eastern Standard Time. And we will be talking about Toys for Tots. Once again, finishing up the season. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Dave Porter shared it in the link there. So on November 14th, we're talking about Toys for Tots. A lot of you are already in the season. You're taking those applications. You're doing your thing. We're going to share war stories. We're going to share good stories. We're going to share stories. What worked, what didn't work, and how we're going to get better and better each and every year. Toys for Tots in November 14th. December 12th. December 12th is extremely important, and I want to see this room capacity of 300 full. That's right. I'm making it happen. December, we're talking about suicide awareness. I don't know if anybody knows that the percentage of suicides during the holiday season increases drastically. We're going to talk about specifically how we can help somebody who has those thoughts. I am going to be bringing professionals to talk to us about this. It will be announced very, very soon who I can confirm to get here. I have a couple of people that have said they want to talk. I can't have too many experts, 1 or 2 is fine. But yeah, that's going to be a very serene, very, very great topic to share. Not everybody suffers from invisible wounds. And if they do, they're not going to tell you. So just extending that invitation and making sure of the 100 people you share it with, let's hope we reach one. So these are topics that are upcoming. If you'd like to see different topics, January, February, and March, as we hit the next 90 days, again, public relations at mcleague.org. Myself or Ray Morrell check that email daily, hourly, if not minute by minute. So we will gladly get back to you. And once those topics are approved by Commandant Griffin, then we move on. We do this every month, and we look forward to seeing you next month. I will not sign off without asking our Commandant Griffin to chime in one last time and say goodnight. Gracie, come on in, sir.
All right, man. Thank you. It dawned on me as we were concluding with all the nice ceremonies for the Marine Corps birthday. It's also a great time to try to raise some money for your attachments, any attachments that say, we'd like to do that, but we don't have any money. Easiest way in the world to make money is around Veterans Day with the Rose program. Get the roses, get whatever you want to give away. I stand in front of a store in my neighborhood, food store. I will stand there from like 2 to 6, and I'll raise about $700 or $800. People love to contribute. They love to tell their story about their grandfather, their father, their son, whoever, their daughter, whoever was in the Marine Corps. And it's catharsis for them. And it turns out to be a great fundraiser for anybody. And I know some of the detachments say, well, we can't do that. We don't have any funds. Okay, one guy, $700 or $800 in front of a store. If you had 3 guys, there's a couple of $1,000s. So just take this time, kind of monetarily beneficial without the spirit, I suppose. But it's still a spirit. You're letting people talk about their family. But it's a great time to try to raise money. If a few people do that, and your attachment comes out positive direction. And again, thank you very much, Victoria, for everything that you do.
You're very welcome, sir. I think you just selected our January topic. When the weather starts clearing up, the snow is getting brushed away, we're starting to plan fundraising. So I think fundraising is a great topic for one of these sessions. So that may be our January or February, as we're looking into spring tabletops before it hits 90 degrees. Now, I am going to say goodnight to everybody, but keep in mind, after the recorded session has ended, we still stay, we chat a little bit, a little social time. You're welcome to stay as long as you like. And at that time, you can actually visit the chat box once again, scroll up and down to make sure you didn't miss any of the very, very important links that are in there. So I will keep the Zoom open as long as anybody is still hanging in there. And for that, I will say goodnight to you all. Hope you have a wonderful birthday celebration, and good night, Chesty, wherever you are.